Dress etiquette. Appropriate business attire is similar to Western cultures. To the French, business dress is understated and stylish. Dress chic, well-made, expensive, and fashionable. Men ought to wear dark colors and conservative business suits for initial meeting. For secondary meetings, men may dress depending on the company's personality when conducting business. Women ought to dress in business suits or elegant dresses in soft, feminine colors. Accessories only of high quality may be worn. Do not over-accessorize. Appointments. When arriving to a business meeting in France, always arrive on time and never show up more than 10 minutes late without calling to explain the cause of tardiness. When scheduling appointments in France, they should be made at least 2 weeks in advance. Appointments may be done by writing or phone call. In many cases, depending on the level of importance of the person you wish to meet with, the appointment will be scheduled through a secretary. The best time to schedule a meeting is around 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. local time. Never schedule appointments during the months of July or August, since it is a typical vacation period. Greetings. The proper way to greet someone when doing business in France is a firm handshake. However, if there is a previous friendly relationship between both businessmen, a light kiss on the cheek is acceptable. Quickly apologize if not able to speak French. There is still a sense of great formality, and they ought to greet each other by last names. First names are only used for family and very close friends. Becoming instant friends is not the French style. Always present a business card, which should be in French. Dining etiquette. Dining in France, table manners are continental. The fork is held in the left hand and the knife is in the right. Do not begin eating until the hostess says, "Bon appetit." If there is a seating plan, you may be directed to a particular seat. Finish everything on your plate. Do not cut salad with a knife and fork. Fold the lettuce onto your fork. Leave your wine glass nearly full if you do not want any more. To a large dinner party, especially in Paris, send flowers the morning of the occasion so that they may be displayed that evening. Dress well. The French are fashion conscious, and their version of casual is not as relaxed as in many Western countries. Be able to identify all the utensils and understand the 7 courses in a restaurant and the order in which they arrive. A basic knowledge of the different types of wines as well as cheese is also recommended. It is advised not to drink hard liquor or smoke before a meal. It is seen that it will dull the taste buds and prevent from properly tasting a meal. Business versus social activities, and who is invited. It is important to remember that the French do not like to mix their personal and professional lives. For that reason, when a meal invitation is extended to you, the event will probably be at a restaurant rather than in the person's home. If your spouse has accompanied you to France, only include him or her at a meal if your French client has made reference to bringing his or her spouse, or clearly if the invitation said so. The French do not organize meetings to reach a decision. They meet to exchange information. Then the person in charge takes the decision. If you need to have a serious and/or difficult discussion with someone, you'll invite him or her for lunch, and business lunches are an important part of corporate communication. Gestures. The French tend to observe a polite distance when engaged in conversation, about an arm's length or more. Physical contact is generally limited to handshakes upon meeting and separating. This is not a backslapping culture. It's possible that a businessman might pat another male colleague on the back if he was feeling particularly jovial, but this is not common among new acquaintances. Such a gesture from a man toward a woman would be considered rather odd, at the very least, possibly offensive. If you were to make the hand gesture of a circle with your thumb and forefinger, which is familiar in North America as OK, the people of France would recognize it as zero. Some gestures that are used by many French include the OK sign, which is visualized as the American thumbs up.